Good morning, students of class 3. I know all of you are smart, clever, intelligent, helpful, kind, honest, cheerful, healthy, active, and happy. You all must have guessed that I'm using the words which are all describing my students. So I'm going to continue with Unit 10 of your English grammar books, Adjectives. Students, all of you, please take out your English grammar books and turn to page number 40. Students, please turn to page number 40, Unit 10, Adjectives. Students, in my last video, I had started exercise 2, that is underline the adjectives in the following sentences. And I had explained and written the first 12 sentences of exercise 2. Now before I continue with the 13th one, let's revise the first 12 sentences of exercise 2, that is underline the adjectives in the following sentences. Students, the first sentence is, a square has 4 sides. In this, 4 is the adjective. As the adjective 4, it is telling us about the number of the sides. So 4 is the adjective. Please underline 4. Second, a crab has a flat round body and 5 pairs of legs. In this sentence, students, the words which are describing the body of the crab are flat, round. So please underline flat, round. Then the third adjective in the sentence is 5. It is describing the pair of legs. So in the second sentences there are 3 adjectives: flat, round, 5. Underline these 3 words, they are adjective. Flat and round are describing the body of the crab, and 5 is describing the pair of the legs a crab has. Now, the third sentence is, Jama Masjid is the largest mosque in India. So students, the word which is describing the mosque is largest. So all of you, please underline largest. Largest is describing the size of the mosque. So this is adjective. Please underline largest. The fourth sentence is, there are 206 bones in a human body. Now, the word which is telling us about the bones is the number 206. So all of you, please underline the number 206. These words are describing the number of bones in the human body. So 206 is the adjective. Fifth sentence, the mangoes are ripe and juicy. Now the words which are describing the mangoes are ripe, juicy. So please underline ripe, juicy. Please underline ripe, juicy. 6. This question is important. Now, there are 2 adjectives in this sentence. This is pointing out the question. So, this is the first adjective of the 6th sentence, and the word which is describing the question is important. So, this important, these are the 2 adjectives in the 6th sentence. Better underline this and important. 7th, Shreya has a sweet voice. Now which word describes Shreya's voice? Sweet. So sweet is the adjective. Please underline sweet. 8th, the earth is round. Please underline round. It is describing the shape of the earth. Round is the adjective. Please underline round. 9th, Rachna won a gold medal. Which word is describing medal? Gold. So gold is the color which is describing the medal. So underline gold. 10th, the Mehtab Bagh is very large. Now which word is describing Mehtab Bagh? Large. That's the size of the bagh. So large is the adjective. Please underline large. 11th, look at those fluffy clouds in the blue sky. Now the word which describes the cloud is fluffy and the color of the sky is blue. So fluffy and blue are the two adjectives in sentence number 11. Underline fluffy, underline blue. 12th, there are 12 months in a year. Now the words which tells us about the number of the months, that is 12, that's an adjective. So please underline 12. Now students, before I start with the 13th one, you need to keep in mind that adjectives tell us about the color, shape, size, number, qualities of noun. So all the numbers, they are adjective. All the colors, they are adjective. All the words which tells us about the age, shape, size, they are all adjectives. Now students, I'll start with the 13th one. That street is narrow. This is the sentence. That street is narrow. Now, the word which is pointing out the street is that. That. Pointing out the street. So, that is adjective. क्योंकि street का exact वो point कर रहा है. So, that is the adjective. And remember this, that, these, those, when they are followed by a noun, then only they are adjective. So that के बाद क्या है बेटा? Street है. So that is adjective. Now that street is narrow. And which word is describing the street? The word narrow. Narrow बता रहा है कि street जो है, it is not very broad. So that point out कर रहा है adjective, and that के बाद street है, noun है, and the word which describes the street is narrow. Narrow quality बता रहा है कि street कैसी है, narrow है. So that and narrow, these are the two adjectives in sentence number 13. So please underline that, narrow. That point out कर रहा है. हम बोलते हैं ना that boy, that tree, that girl. तो जब whenever that, this, these, those, these four words, whenever they have a noun, when they have a noun following them, then they are always adjective in the sentence. अगर noun नहीं है, हाँ, तो फिर वो adjective नहीं होगा. Suppose that is a boy. If I write this sentence, students, अब that के बाद is आ गया. That के बाद क्या आ गया बेटा? Is आ गया. That के बाद is आ गया. Can you, all of you, I hope can see it. Now, that के बाद बेटा क्या आया? Is आया. अब is not a noun. Look at the difference between both the sentence. यहाँ आप in the 13th sentence, that is followed by a street noun है. Whereas that is followed by is. Is not a noun. तो यहाँ पे दैट एडजेक्टिव नहीं होगा. कहां बेटा एडजेक्टिव होगा? Where it is followed by a noun. This you need to keep in mind. So that street is narrow. So in this sentence, that and narrow, these are the two adjectives. I hope all of you have underlined that and narrow. Now, the 14th sentence. Your shoes are expensive. The sentence, students, is your shoes are expensive. Now let's once again read the sentence. Your shoes are expensive. Whose shoes? Shoes किसके हैं? Your shoes. Shoes का possession बता रहे हैं. Fine. So whenever जब pronouns उनके immediate बाद जब noun हो, your shoes, ये shoes के possession बता रहे कि shoes किसको belong करते हैं? Your shoes. Possession बता रहे हैं shoes का, तो ये this is also adjective. Because your shoes, your, his, her, are, है ना? My, जो words बेटा possession बताते हैं और उनके बाद अगर noun आता है तो वो क्या हो जाता है बेटा? Adjective. Your shoes, ये possession बता रहे हैं shoes का, है ना? तो जब his, her, are, my, है ना? My mother works hard. हम किसकी मदर की बात कर रहे हैं? माई, मेरी मदर है, तो पोजेशन बता रहे हैं, तो दिस इज ऑल्सो एडजेक्टिव. एडजेक्टिव बेटा पोजेशंस बताते हैं कि कोई भी चीज किसको बिलोंग करती है, वो वाले एडजेक्टिव पोजेसिव एडजेक्टिव्स होते हैं. दैट यूल बी लर्निंग इन क्लास 4 and 5. बट आपको ये पता होना चाहिए कि जो वर्ड्स पोजेशन बताएं कि पर्टिकुलर नाउन किसको बिलोंग करता है, वो भी क्या है बेटा? एडजेक्टिव. सो योर एडजेक्टिव है. एंड देन शूज कैसे है बेटा? शूज कैसे है? द क्वालिटी ऑफ द शूज, द शूज आर एक्सपेंसिव. सो एक्सपेंसिव क्या हो गया बेटा? एडजेक्टिव हो गया. योर बता रहे हैं पोजेशन की शूज किसको बिलोंग करते हैं? योर शूज. तो योर प्रोनाउन है लेकिन उसके बाद नाउन आ रहा है और यहाँ पे हमको एडजेक्टिव पता करना है. सो जो वर्ड्स पोजेशन बताते हैं कि ये पर्टिकुलर चीज किसकी है, वो भी एडजेक्टिव है. सो योर एडजेक्टिव है एंड एक्सपेंसिव क्वालिटी बता रहा है शूज की कि शूज कैसे हैं. शूज आर एक्सपेंसिव. सो योर एंड एक्सपेंसिव, दीज आर टू एडजेक्टिव इन दिस सेंटेंस. I hope all of you have done, children. Now, students, the 15th one. I am an honest person. This is the sentence. I am an honest person. Person को बेटा कौन सा वर्ड डिस्क्राइब कर रहा है? Honest. What kind of a person is this? ये कैसा पर्सन है? Honest. Honest person की क्वालिटी बता रहा है. तो honest क्या है बेटा? Adjective. Honest is telling us the quality of the person. So words which tells us about the age, shape, size, color, possession, ये सब क्या है? Adjectives है. Fine. So I am an honest person. Person की quality कौन सा word बता रहा है? Honest. It is followed by a noun describing the person. So honest is the adjective in the last sentence, that is the 15th sentence. So all of you, please underline this, students. So I am an honest person. The word which describes the person is honest. It is telling us about the quality of the person. So this is an adjective. I hope, students, all of you have done. Now, should I erase this? I'll be erasing and then I'll be starting with exercise 3. Exercise 3. Write the opposite मतलब बेटा जो एकदम उल्टा मीनिंग निकाले. Opposite of these adjectives. By choosing words from the cloud. Now, students, some words they are given in the cloud, whereas some words are given in the green boxes. Now we need to search the word from the cloud and write it against the word which it sits opposite in the green box. Now the words which are given in the box are straight, untidy, bitter, bitter मतलब कड़वा, short, cheap, kind, narrow, narrow मतलब कोई भी चीज जो चौड़ाई में बहुत कम हो, fat, ugly, ugly who's not attractive, जो दिखने में अच्छा नहीं हो उसको क्या बोलेंगे बेटा? ugly. Full, interesting, light. And the words which are given in the green box are, the first one is beautiful, second empty, third heavy, fourth thin, 5 tidy, 6th expensive, 7th curly, 8th sweet, 9th cruel, 10th white, 11th tall, 12th boring. Now we need to select the words from the cloud and then we need to write in the against the word which are opposite to it. Now students, the first word is beautiful. बेटा जो पहला वर्ड दिया है वो क्या है? ब्यूटीफुल. एंड ब्यूटीफुल का अपोजिट बेटा क्या होगा? अगली. ब्यूटीफुल का अपोजिट क्या होगा बेटा? अगली. ब्यूटीफुल द पर्सन हु इज वेरी गुड लुकिंग एंड अगली द पर्सन हु इज नॉट गुड टू लुक एट. तो बेटा फर्स्ट वर्ड इज ब्यूटीफुल एंड द ऑपोजिट इज अगली. Now students, the important thing which you need to keep in mind is beta, it's not necessary कि beautifully आएगा और you have to write ugly. ऐसा भी हो सकता है exam, during exam ugly word है and you have to write the word beautiful. So you need to learn the spellings and opposite vice versa. Beautiful, ugly, ugly, beautiful. दोनों बेटा राइट साइड से लेफ्ट भी आ सकता है, लेफ्ट का आपको राइट भी लिखना पड़ सकता है. So please keep this in mind. Beautiful का opposite ugly and ugly का opposite beautiful. What is the spelling of beautiful? B-E-A-U-T-I-F-U-L. And what is the spelling of ugly? U-G-L-Y. Now students, what happens? आप लोग word तो memorize कर लेते हो कि the opposite of beautiful is ugly. But when you write in the paper, you write the incorrect spelling. And in language students, if you don't write the correct spelling, your marks will be cut. Your answer will be treated as incorrect. So, you need to keep in mind that English में आपको बेटा spellings learn करनी is most important. So, please learn the spellings. So, the opposite of beautiful is ugly. And if somebody asks you the opposite of ugly, what will you write? Beautiful. Now, the second word is empty. Empty मतलब एकदम खाली. And the opposite of empty from the cloud, the word is full. Empty मतलब खाली, full मतलब भरा हुआ. So empty, full, full, empty. What is the spelling of empty? E-M-P-T-Y, empty. E-M-P-T-Y, empty. And what is the spelling of full? F-U-L-L, full. So empty, full, full, empty. Then the third word is heavy. And heavy मतलब कोई भी चीज जिसका वेट ज्यादा हो, जो भारी हो. तो अभी heavy का opposite क्या होगा बेटा? Heavy, the word from the cloud is light. Light मतलब which has got very less weight. Heavy, light, light, heavy. H-E-A-V-Y, heavy, L-I-G-H-T, light. Heavy क्या बेटा? जिसका वेट ज्यादा हो, और लाइट जिसका वेट बहुत कम. So you need to learn it both. If light comes, you have to write heavy. If heavy comes, you have to write the opposite. Light, heavy. Now the fourth word. And the fourth word is thin. What do you mean by thin? Thin मतलब जो बहुत पतला हो. Thin मतलब कौन बेटा? जो बहुत पतला हो. And thin का opposite क्या होता है? Fat. Thin, fat. Fat मतलब जो मोटा हो. T-H-I-N, thin. And the opposite of thin is fat. Thin, fat. F-A-T, fat. F-A-T, fat. If the word is given, you will be writing the opposite as thin. Thin, fat. बेटा, thin के लिए आप thick भी लिख सकते हो. You can also write thick. T-H-I-C-K, thick. भी thin का opposite होता है. तो thin के दो opposite होते हैं. One is fat and one is thick. Fat कब बेटा? जब कोई दुबला हो, तो उसके लिए मोटा पतला हम हिंदी में कहते हैं, तो thin and fat. बट थिन एक होता है कि कोई जैसे सपोज पेपर, सम पेपर आर वेरी थिन वेयर सम पेपर्स आर वेरी थिक. जो थोड़े उससे मोटे हो तो उसको थिक भी बोलते हैं. तो थिन हैज गॉट टू ऑपोजिट्स, फैट एंड थिक. सो थिन, फैट, फैट, थिन. और यू कैन ऑल्सो राइट थिन, थिक, T-H-I-C-K, थिक, thick, thin. तो बेटा thin के there are two opposites, fat and thick. Now the fifth word is tidy. अब बेटा tidy means something which is very neat, which is in order. The fifth word is tidy, and tidy का opposite क्या है बेटा? Untidy. Tidy, untidy. टाइडी मतलब जो खूब साफ सुथरा, नीटली। और टाइडी का ऑपोजिट क्या होगा बेटा? अनटाइडी, UNTIDY। टाइडी के पहले UN अन प्रीफिक्स लगा दिया है बेटा। जो वर्ड हम पहले स्पेलिंग के जोड़ते हैं उसको क्या बोलते हैं? प्रीफिक्स। आप ये देखो, ये टाइडी की स्पेलिंग है। और जनरली बेटा जब हम प्रीफिक्स लगाते हैं, प्रीफिक्स क्या होता है? जो वर्ड ये अन किसके पहले लगा है? टाइडी के। तो ये व्हाट इज दिस UN अन? इसको हम प्रीफिक्स बोलते हैं बेटा। प्रीफिक्स वो वर्ड्स होते हैं जो स्पेलिंग के पहले लगाते हैं। एंड जनरली प्रीफिक्स मीनिंग को ऑपोजिट बता देते हैं। टाइडी, अनटाइडी, ऑर्डर, डिसऑर्डर, है ना। तो प्रीफिक्स हमेशा वर्ड के पहले लगते हैं। तो टाइडी का ऑपोजिट हमने प्रीफिक्स UN लगा के क्या बना दिया बेटा? अनटाइडी। और UN क्या है? प्रीफिक्स है। प्रीफिक्स हमेशा वर्ड के पहले लगते हैं और उसका मीनिंग ऑपोजिट कर देते हैं। Now, the sixth word is, I don't have space over here children, तो sixth वाला मैं यहाँ पे लिखूंगी, बट आपके बुक में वो टाइडी अनटाइडी के नीचे है, so you please write below it. Fine. So I'll be writing the sixth word, that is expensive. Expensive का मतलब क्या होता है बेटा? कोई चीज जिसकी कॉस्ट बहुत ज्यादा हो, जो बहुत महंगा हो। तो एक्सपेंसिव का ऑपोजिट क्लाउड में से हम कौन सा वर्ड लेंगे? चीप। चीप मतलब जिसकी कॉस्ट बहुत कम, सस्ता हो जो। फाइन। एक्सपेंसिव महंगा, चीप सस्ता। सो and you must learn the spelling of expensive children, because if the word cheap comes you have to write the spelling of expensive. So the spelling of expenses EXPENSIVE, and the spelling of cheap is CHEAP. Expensive, cheap, cheap, expensive, expensive, cheap, cheap, expensive. I hope students, all of you have written the sixth opposites. Now the seventh one. The seventh word is curly. कर्ली तो आपको सबको पता है बेटा, जो घुंघराले होते हैं, है ना। कर्ली, कर्ली किसी किसी के बाल बहुत ऐसे घुंघराले होते हैं, तो घुंघराले को इंग्लिश में क्या बोलते हैं? कर्ली। एंड द ऑपोजिट ऑफ कर्ली इज स्ट्रेट, सीधा, स्ट्रेट। कर्ली, स्ट्रेट, कर्ली, straight, straight, curly, curly, straight, straight, curly. Now, the eighth word is sweet. Sweet to all of you know, मीठा. And the opposite of sweet is bitter. Bitter मतलब कड़वा. Chocolates and toffees are sweet in taste, whereas medicines are bitter. है ना? दवा खाते हो, at times when you swallow the tablet, कभी कभी टैबलेट टंग पे रह जाती है, तो it tastes very bitter. Bitter मतलब कड़वा, है ना? So sweet, bitter, sweet, bitter, bitter, sweet. आप all of you don't like to eat करेला. करेले को इंग्लिश में बिटर गार्ड क्यों बोलते हैं? वाई? बिकॉज उसका टेस्ट कैसा होता है? बिटर। तो इसीलिए करेले को इंग्लिश में बिटर गार्ड बोलते हैं, बिकॉज उसका टेस्ट कड़वा होता है. सो स्वीट, बिटर, बिटर, स्वीट. नाउ द नाइन्थ वर्ड इज क्रूएल. क्रूएल कौन बेटा? जिसको दूसरों के लिए बिल्कुल भी दया ना हो, वो क्या है? क्रूएल. एंड द ऑपोजिट ऑफ क्रूएल इज kind. The opposite of cruel is kind. Cruel, kind. Kind, cruel. The spelling of cruel is C-R-U-E-L. C-R-U-E-L. Cruel, kind. Kind, cruel. Then students, the 10th word is wide. Wide मतलब कोई भी चीज जो बहुत चौड़ी हो. Wide. And the opposite of wide is narrow. Narrow जिसकी चौड़ाई बहुत कम हो. Wide, narrow, narrow, wide. W-I-D, wide. N-A-R-R-O-W, narrow. Wide, narrow, narrow, wide. Then the 11th word is tall. And the opposite of tall is short. Tall, short. Short, tall. T-A-L-L, tall. S-H-O-R-T, short. Tall, short, short, tall. Then students, the 12th word is boring. And the opposite of boring is interesting. Boring, interesting. Boring, interesting. Now, the spelling of boring is B-O-R-I-N-G. And what is the spelling of interesting? I-N-T-E-R-E-S-T-I-N-G. Interesting. Boring, boring, interesting. Interesting. Boring, boring, interesting. Now, let's revise the opposites once again. And keep in mind, you need to learn both ways. And with spellings. If you learn the word and if you don't know the spelling, how will you write? Your answer will be incorrect. So please keep in mind that you need to learn the spelling. Because आपने अगर beautiful की spelling नहीं learn की, ugly की learn कर ली, and if the word ugly comes in exam and you are asked to write the opposite of ugly, so you need to learn the spelling of beautiful as well. तो बेटा आपको spellings दोनों की learn करनी. So please listen to me carefully. The first opposite is beautiful, ugly, ugly, beautiful. Second, empty, full, full, empty. Empty, full, full, empty. Third, heavy, light, light, heavy. Heavy, light, light, heavy. Fourth, thin, fat, fat, thin. Thin, fat, fat, thin. Thin ka one more opposite is there, thick. Thin, thick, T-H-I-C-K, thick. Thin, thick, thick, thin. Then the fifth word is tidy, tidy, untidy, untidy, tidy. And remember, UN क्या है बेटा? UN prefix है जो word के पहले जुड़ता है और opposite बना देता है. So tidy, untidy, untidy, tidy. The sixth word is, I did not have space over here, so I've written it over here. The sixth word is expensive, cheap, cheap, expensive. Expensive मतलब महंगा. Expensive, cheap, cheap, expensive. Then the seventh word is curly, straight, straight, curly. Curly, straight, straight, curly. Then eighth word, sweet, bitter, bitter, sweet. Beta, sweet ka one more opposite is there, sour. S-O-U-R, sour. Sweet का bitter लिखोगे, that is also correct since the word is given in the cloud. But अगर आप sweet का opposite sour, sweet sour, sour मतलब खट्टा, है ना? तो आप sweet का opposite sour भी लिख सकते हो. Sweet, bitter, bitter, sweet. Ninth, cruel, kind, kind, cruel. Cruel, kind, kind, cruel. 10th, wide, narrow, narrow, wide. Wide, narrow, narrow, wide. 11th, tall, short, short, tall. Tall, short, short, tall. 12th, boring, interesting, interesting, boring. Boring, interesting, interesting, boring. So I hope students, the opposites are clear to you. Students, please learn these opposites along with their spellings. That's all for today, students. Thank you, students. Have a good day ahead.